So hello, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to all of you. My name is Gabriel A. Macalalad from 2 Bravo Group 2, the team Quick-Witted Detective. So today I am going to discuss the history of Singapore policy system and the establishment of their police force. So it all started in 1820, where we can trace the origin of the policy in Singapore, who soon after Sir Stamford Raffles, who established the trading post in Singapore. He recognized the need for law and order in the booming immigrant town. And Major General William Farquhar, the first British resident of the colonial of Singapore, established the police department in 1820, and he appointed his son-in-law Francis James Bernard as the police assistant. So the Singapore Police Force was the oldest government organization in Singapore, and Mr. Francis James Bernard was the chief police officer, overseeing a very small unit comprising only one sergeant, 12 constables, and the jailer. The main force was only strengthened in 1826 when the Singapore Police Force, together with Malacca and Pena, was incorporated to the State Settlements Police Force. So what is State Settlement Police Force? So this is the police force of the British government back then in 1836 to guard their territories and colonies like Singapore. However, law enforcement was an uphill task, especially for an understaffed force when lawlessness was the order of the day of the population boom. And in 1826 to 1872, the Singapore Police Force expands to fight the rising crime in the flourishing town. And like what I have said, the Singapore Police became incorporated into the State Settlements. The police force in Singapore came under the command of the resident councillor, John Prince. Singapore, with its largely poverty-stricken immigration population and pirate ships threatening maritime trade. It faced high crime rates in its early years. The development of the legal institutions could not keep the pace with the growing population. During this period, the police force also introduced its first specialist units to combat specific crimes. In 1866, a small detective department was set up to investigate secret societies. In the same year, a floating police station was built, making the establishment of a maritime police to combat piracy and protect Singapore's vulnerable shipping routes. And in 1872 to 1942, this is the year where the State Settlements Police Force faced many challenges in this new era. With the growth of trade due to events like the opening of the Suez Canal in 1869, Singapore grew rapidly. As the port flourished, large numbers of Chinese tourists flocked to Singapore looking for work. The new waves of mostly poor and uneducated male migrant workers brought along law and order problems like prostitution, gambling, secret societies, drug abuse, and many other more. And to these problems, the Chinese Protectorate was established in 1877, and new laws were passed to control secret societies. Following the 1879 Commission of Inquiry into the state of the police force, a new state police contingent, or SPC, was formed in the local police. It is in 1881 where the SPC was deployed to form the nucleus of an elite armed police, and together with measures to rein in the influence of secret societies, proved an immediate success in maintaining law and order. The early 1900s was a period of rapid transformation for the force to be more systematic with the introduction of a criminal registry, fingerprint system, setting up a police headquarters at South Bridge Road and establishments of the Marine Branch, a police force training depot, and a communications branch. The force was expanded to about 2,000 strong, making Singapore a more peaceful and safer place than it was in the late 1800s. After the war, the police embarked on a major recruitment drive to supplement the regular officers, thus forming the Volunteer Special Constabulary in 1946. In 1948, the Republic of the Singapore Police Force established the Radio Division of Luzon and the Police Emergency Hotline 999. During the 50s and 60s, Singapore was rocked by riots, and the Rights Squad was formed to tackle racial, political, and labor unrest. The force underwent yet more changes as Singapore gained self-governance from 1959 to 1963. After breaking away from the merger with Malaysia in 1965, Singapore eventually attained independence in 1965. The crest of the force mirrored the political changes it was renamed the Republic of Singapore Police. Community policing, fighting crime by involving the community, became a strategy. The Neighborhood Watch scheme was implemented in 1981, followed by the ubiquitous Neighborhood Police Post (NPPs). Inspired by the Japanese Koban style of policing in 1983, postal and maritime security, intelligence, technocrime investigations, and other operational capabilities were also significantly enhanced. Today, the Singapore Police Force is an efficient and well-equipped body of professionals in pursuit of continuous improvement and world-class excellence. The force is critical in maintaining the reputation of Singapore as a safe city with one of the lowest crime rates in the world.